in Siman Tzadi Vav, Tzadi Aleph, Tzadi Aleph Sifhei. We are in the middle of the second Ramah. So, Mechaber said over here that the salted one gives taste into the non-salted one, but not vice versa, right? Then he writes over here, the Ramah writes, in the second line of the Ramah, V'ha detar maluach v'tamei tafel. The kosher one is salted, and the non-kosher one is not salted, bland, shari, because the only thing that gives taste is the kosher one. The other one doesn't give taste, so everything's okay. Hainu shat tamei yavish. That is when the not kosher one is dry. Aval imhu davar tzolol. If it's a liquid, then Neser hatame, the neser hatar, the kosher one which is salted, comes also. Since it's so salted, it can't be edible the way it is. It pulls the taste out of the iser in the liquid next to it. Ushneim asurim pshat is if one is cheese and one is milk, then they're both also. We are up to the shach tezayin, correct? Ushneim asurim. Klomer bebasar b'chalav. Afal pisha basar levado maluach. Even though the salted one, the meat is the only one salted, so it gives taste into the milk. Nevertheless, the meat is also awesome. Shneim asurim. Avol, but that's if the salted one is the solid and the liquid is not the salted one. Avol imachal levado maluach. If the liquid one is the one which is salted, then we have a machlokas here. Kasa b'toras chatos over there. The mashma v'divrei Mordechai the chalav mutter. It's mashma that the chalav is mutter. The liquid chalav doesn't pull the taste out of the dry. The lo has smag, and it's against the smag. I count the shanu and quote of the toras chatos. Upasak sham kain, and he passes like the Mordechai that the milk is mutter. The tema sheba Mordechai. If you look in the Mordechai in Parakol Basar, is adra b'kismag. He doesn't quote it correctly. There it says it's also like the smag. It seems to be a printing mistake in the Torah's Chatos. Instead of Mordechai, it should be the Haggas Mordechai. Haggas Mordechai usually printed right after the Mordechai in the Gemara. There, the one who says it's mutter is the Marav quoting Haggas Mordechai. Gam Bisa Veheter over there, cost of Cain, Ashem Mordechai. He also quotes the day that it's mutter. He also quotes the name of the Mordechai of Shem Marav. Who Gam Cain Tos is also a printing mistake. Who gam kein tosov who v'zoch lamar gos Mordechai. Period. That's as far as the Maramokum. So it's a machlokas and Toras Chatos is mekel. When we call makom tzorchin ledina, shachis in the shur halacha lemaisa kimadam Mordechai v'asmag osrim. The Mordechai and the smag both say that what the salted milk is osir. V'shari du and hechra. The shari du you can't tell kol chach somesh. Kein man leim alon lahakil. How can we mekel? B'shagam. That which the Gemara says, that if the kosher one is a salted one, and the non-kosher is bland, right, it's okay. It's only if they don't touch. Rather, the plate that comes out of one, the liquid that comes out touches the other. We learned this in Kufay. This is the sheet of the Ran. The Ran holds that when they touch, so the salt on the salted one salts the non-kosher one, right? And then it is salty because it touched it. The salt goes, one is salty, one's not. They touch, so this one makes the next one salty. And the other one, the other sheet is tying it back. Maybe a little salt goes, but not enough that it's salty enough that it's going to give off taste. So he says, it's such a sheet that the Ran says that when they touched, it's a mamish osir. So according to that sheet, it's certainly osir here, because the salty milk touches the meat, right? We need to ask poskim below kavos, even though the poskim agree not to be machmir like the Ran. Commercial kasam b'simanayim mikol makon can do tzol. Maybe here when it's a liquid, efshar da kol osir. Maybe it's worse because it's all liquidy. Maybe the salt goes in more. Maybe the smag and the Mordechai. V'od v'arshrav baga. The Rama himself in Simon Kuf Hey choshesh lesorasar. He's choshesh for the Ran. B'makom and shein hefsed. If there's no loss, sakli mi mekon Toras Chatos. Gamar Shalbi Yisravet Yishlach Kazav Zelushano B'tzorchin the Smag Yisalisa. Smag holds its osir. So it comes out now that if the milk is a salted one, correct, does it pull out of the taste out of the solids next to it? That is a machlokas. The Ramo is mekel and the shachir is machmer. Period. Now, that the next shach yud zayin says here, the last line of the middle Ramo, v'dak b'shator lach tzas. This is only if the Torah is a little bit moist, which is salty. It's totally dry. So that it won't pull taste out of the salted milk. Because it's only called salty if it's like sweat. Says the Shachir, even if it's salty, it's called mutter, it's all mutter. Now, the next shach is on the, look at the third Ramah. We'll start with the tes vav of the groyes in brackets. Last three lines of the Ramah. The liquid, the brine that comes out of meat that was salted, right, that falls in a kli, tzorach hagol, you have to kasher. Vimu klicheres, where you can't kasher it, tzorach shri, you have to break it. Vim lo nafal rak amokom echad. It fell in one place, the kliates and the kliates, ukayod sibo, kolef mekomo v'dayin, all he has to do is take off a klipa. Because only asks kedei klipa. Says the shach over here in Yud Ches. Vim lo nafal rak amokom echad. Perish, the nafal I'll call kli, if it fell on the entire kli. Lo shayach klipa, theoretically you can take klipa, but it's not going to work. You have to that kli, you're going to ruin the kli. It's a pain in the neck to take the klipa off the whole kli. If that's the case, if the kli is not going to get ruined, he wants to be kolef the whole kli. Much is how to do it. But normally it's not the case. That's what he said in Mokom Echad. Rava the Kamon Sima Kuf Chafal. In an Orachayim Kosav Rabba Go. The Chol Mokom Shetzorach Hago. Where you have to kasher something. Lo Mahaniyim Kova. Klipa doesn't help. The Klipa the Kli. Ha Samari B'Davish Nivla B'Ayinecham. There is boleh through the heat. Chia Gavna. The Nivla B'Chol HaKli. It's boleh in the entire Kli. Avod Tzir Maluach. So when it permeates the whole Kli, taking off Klipa is not going to help because what's inside is also osir. You have to do Agola. About Tzir Maluch ain't live the rock kedei klipa. Tzir Maluch only asks a kedei klipa. And look there, there, and there. Now, if you look here in the Prima Godim writes, it only asks kedei klipa, even if it's shaman. And why is it? Because it falls on the kli, and the kli is the bottom, and therefore tata gover. He says, but there are more paskins in kufhei that by salted things you don't say tata gover, right? And it's shuman, it should be the whole thing. He says, that's not, but by clear, you still say takot. On two foods, you don't say it. I don't know why, that's what he says. Okay. Well, maybe that you would not for non-food, but if you want to use it for food, you're not supposed to keep it around because you might use it for hot by mistake. Okay, a number of points here. But look at the Pischei Tshuva Ches here. Klipa, whatever. That's number one here. Number two. Dover Tzolo, right? You have a salted piece of meat, right? And you put it next to milk, right? So it pulls the taste out of the milk. I am b'tshuva, I mean this Pischei Tshuva Zayin. I am b'tshuva semach tzedek, b'tshuva snarei b'Yehuda, mashakasim with the tarids. The low tick. You shouldn't ask the following question. Hello. Usually, when you have liquid on salt, it cools it off, right? Like you wash the salt off, on the meat. So on my low yitzhanim davar tzos hamalach. Why doesn't the milk mute the koch of the salt? Madura yigram me'adachan. What's the difference after you kash your meat? You wash it off. It mutes the taste of the salt. I'll feel the pam achas. You just wash it off once. Lo mechshi roseich. It's not called roseich anymore. That's the question. So if you look around in the Darkei Tshuva, so first of all, it quotes the Prima Godim, maybe only water is mevatel koch hamelech and not milk. That's one possible answer. Then the Darkei Tshuva, in another place, say some say it depends how much liquid there is to mevatel it. Then there's another possibility.
What's the second possibility?
Depends how much liquid there's there. You need a lot of liquid to mute the salt, not to drop.
So it'll drop loss or
A drop, if there's a drop, there's not that much milk here, it'll pull the taste out of the milk, and it won't mute the koach. Now, a guy once answered to me, it's possible that water doesn't mute the salt, it just gets rid of it. You wash it off, it gets rid of the salt, right? But over here, it's just standing next to it. It's not like washing it off. You dunk it and pull it out, right? Just touching it, it could be over here, it doesn't wash it out. That's the guy once answered. It's in a bowl and the meat touch it from the top. I don't know. I hear. He leaned over the thing and touched it. Next. Now, we had over here that for something to be salty, it has to be salty as much as you salt it to kasher, right? And they said we don't know how much salt that is. So nowadays we assume if it's just salted a lot less and they use to kashering like for roasting, that's already salty. That's one thing. Then, salty only asks kedei klipa. If it's shaman, it asks the whole thing. We don't know what is shaman. We'll chosh everything is shaman, right? Now, please look at Rabbi Kivega over here. After the first chumrah, that you don't know how much is salty, right? So, the end of the first chumrah, I'll say, should be machar where there's no great loss. You with me? So Rabbi Kivega says here, dear Maskal V'tov lachem v'gam shani have simruva. Uvekochosh, if it's lean, yesh lomar, we don't say twice, tarti de'ein b'kiyid. You don't say in one shaila, we don't know ben kochosh l'shamein, we don't know whether it's fatty or lean. We don't know whether it's, we can't distinguish how much is to be salted for kashing by roasting or kashing by soaking. And sagi b'klipa. In other words, you don't have to be machmir in something which looks lean and is really not that salty to asa the whole thing. You don't have to do two we don't know in one shaila. He says no. Even in kochosh we asa melicha slowly. He is machmir. Says Rabbi Kiveger, according to my opinion, it's not something that you're forced to say. Kids, the machlokes between Rabbi Kiveger and the Pri Megadim here. You say to we don't know in the same shot. That is number one. Now there's a dark tshuva, by the way, here that says that salted for tzli means it tastes salty, really salty, but you just put a little salt on for taste on something. That doesn't make it salty even for tzli, right? It has to be something which is like really tastes salty. Okay, that's number two. Now. The Dark Tshuva says that in Os Mem Gimel, if you want to know where it is. And in Os Nun Hey, he quotes a crazy Uplesi. That's the Benos and Ivashitz, the Tumim. What?
Os Mem Hey or
Nun Hey. That, I hope I'm right. I can look it up now. Okay. He quotes here that if it's basar b'chalav through malicha, which is only a drabanan, right? If you find another tzad lahakel, then you can be mekel. And therefore, if it's chicken and salted, it's a double drabanan, you don't have to start being choshesh that, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. You don't have to be choshesh all these things. Okay? Yeah.
Is it every type of salt, or is it every type of salt, or is it like it's like table salt versus what?
The only two types of salt I know in halacha are sea salt and wine salt. As far as I know, there's no difference there.
No different.
I'm not sure of that. I'm not aware. You have to go through all the darky chuvas and see. Okay. Next. Sif Zion? We read it once. If one is fatty, it's like they're both fatties. Fatty. Okay, Zion. There we distinguish whether it's salted or not. That's if raw meat falls into or touches milk or cheese. You have roasted tzli. It fell into something salty. Even though it's not really halachically salty, by klipa. Nechal. The Shach will point out here that you could say even it's totally bland. But before it distinguishes, it says it here. It means hot meat falls into milk, boy klipa. Now, by the time, there is no chiddush here, according to this shita, right? There's no chiddush here because the bottom wins, but until it cools it off, it asks kidei klipa. Ve'im yesh bo b'koyim. If there are cracks and crevices in it, right? O shehumu b'tuba b'tavlin, or it is spicy, and it's all talking about tzli roseach, kulo also. Now, basically, the story here is as follows. This is a Gemara in Psachim Ayin Vav and Chulin Kuf Yud Beis, right? It says, if it's not really salted, it only aser is kedei klipa, right? And then, that's one halacha. And then, another, it's not salted, right? So if it's raw and it falls into the milk and it's cold, you just wash it off, right? But over here, you have to take a klipa, and if there are cracks and crevices or it's spicy, then the whole thing is aser. Now, there are three shitas here. What's it talking about? One shita is the mechaber here. It's and he holds it's talking about hot tzli, correct? So the first part is no chiddush. The bottom wins it, but the mekale bala, right? And what is the svara over here? What is the svara? So you have to say that when there are cracks and crevices, the milk goes into all the places, and everywhere it might be kedei klipa because you don't know where it gets into, right? That is if it cracks and crevices, and if it is spicy, you have to say between the spiciness and the heat, even though it cools it off right away, between that and there's a second till it cools it off, it asks the whole thing. That's what you're going to have to say.
How do the spices help it?
What?
How do the spices help it?
It makes the whole thing aser because it also pulls taste out. Okay? So that's it. So again, the fact that when there are no cracks and crevices and there are no spices, that's a pasha halacha that the bottom wins, but it is bolei klipa. The added thing is when the cracks and crevices, so everything might be a klipa, and when it's spicy, the spiciness plus the fact that it was hot when it fell in, asers everything. Okay, that is shita number 1.
What is this spicy? Does it mean like
Patience.
or-
We'll get to it. Yeah, more or less, yes, but patience. Okay. Then haga v'uadin ofoyu mevushal, same thing. Then that'll be dafka roasted. V'yesh omrim tafilu heim tzonanim, even if it's cold. Why is the red light still on that? V'yesh omrim tafilu heim tzonanim, even if it's cold. Dina hachi. The halacha is so. V'chein yesh linagamein hefsid meruba. Now, what exactly does this shita hold? So apparently it holds, even though it's ice cold, but once it's cooked, right, it's soft, and even though everything is cold, it's bolei kedei klipa because it's very soft there. And if it's cracks and crevices, it's all aser, even though it's cold, right, because everything might be a kedei klipa. That's number 1. And between that, and if it's metubal b'tavlin, the tavlin plus the fact that it's soft makes everything aser. Okay, let's now not reading the shachs here. There's a third sheet over here, which the shach is going to quote. Look, it's either hot or it's cold. But the thing with the cracks and crevices, we had hot, cold. There's a sheet that goes even on raw meat, the cracks and crevices.
On what?
The cracks and crevices and the spicy. There's a third sheet here in Rishonim, which is not the Mechaber, not the Ramah. It's like the Ramah, but it adds on when there are cracks and crevices, or it's spicy, it answers even though it's raw. Okay? That's not quoted in the Mechaber Ramah. Look now at the Shach here. Shach in Chaf Aleph. Avol Tzli. Okay, I don't know if I never read the Shach's Yutes and Chaf. Let me just read them here. Shem Hoysa Shmeina. Klom B'dem Hoysa Achas Men Shmeina or Gvina Abosar. HaKol also does a Hayim Afatim L'Hayim. Nilak Al Kol Shami. Chaf. Ayin the come on there. Nispar Didan Echilik Ben Kol Chashlachan Shami V'chol Milchon M'sharim B'Samach. Fine, go for it. Chaf Aleph, what we're learning now. Imtzli. Da T'yesh B'inyan Zeh Gimel Shitos. Say one. Sefer Truma V'Asharim V'Arosh V'Atur V'Maril Shar Poskim. Sovim Debasar Sli Afilu Tzonei. This is the, even if it's ice cold, Shenofa L'Cholav. Afilu Necha Machmas Mocho. Even though it's edible because of the salt, it's not salty halachically. Boy Klipa. V'im Yesh B'Basar B'Koyim of Shehu B'Tuba B'Tavlin. It's not the shita we had. Afilu Huchai. Even though it's raw, right? Kulo Osir. It's all Osir. That's shita number one. The shita number two. B'Das. Rabbi Rashba Ran. If it's cold, you just have to wash it off. This is the Mechaber. If it's hot, tzorach klipa, it needs klipa. If yesh ba b'koyim, a metubo tavlin, uroseach, that kulo aser. Umashma midivrei harashba sham, like this sheet of the Mechaber, shekain das Rashi. Chein mashma emes das Rashi in Perakei Tzotzolim Sochem. Umashal Perakol Abasar. Lo Ian El Rashi Perakobos. You don't look at the Rashi in Chulin. L'chein Kosim. That's why the Mashal wrote that what Shein Shum Mashmos. There's no Rashi. There's no Perish Rashi. There's no proof from Rashi what he holds here, right? Unlike the Rashba. But the real truth is, says the Shach, the other Rashi is Mashma like the Shita. That's Shita number two. Shita number three. Vidas or Zeruah V'Agos Mordechai B'Shem Maharaf Usmak nearer the Tzitz Solon Tzorach Klipa. That this is Ramah. If it's cold, it requires klipa. If you metuba b'tavlin, yeshba b'koyim, who tzli, not raw tzonein, then kulo also. Avo b'chai lo, in raw, this is not the case. Chein das a smag over there and over there. Chein kosav a rosh l'chora mashma hochi. Chein das marami murdenbig b'tshuva. Chein das a kobo. Chein nir das yisur v'heter. Chein marai. Chein pasuk marshal. And the Rabbi Torah's chatos. Period. He collects all those who hold like the sheet of the Ramah. Ella, says the Shach, the kan ba'agah kosav. Here he says, in Hagah, meko mokam hefsiru. He says, in like hefsiru can be meko like the Mechaber. If it's not hot, you don't have to worry about it. Says the Shach, v'tzorchim yesh la'akel. He's not sure he can be meko. Kiva darbe poskim sobrim ken. Because a lot of poskim hold that even a cold halacha is. And some hold it even b'chai, even in raw. Even the Gemara Smashma is talking about cold. Kamush Kros about Tosus and Perakei Tzad Solim. And in Perak Gidanosha. V'chein ha'gos Maimonios in Hilchos Tesva, Perak Halach Perak Tesva, in Hilchos Ma'acholos Asuros. And period also is Mashma it's called. V'ateres Zov Levush Sosim the Gamri Kedirah Mechaber. Pas like the Mechaber. Alone here that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so it's big Haran and Ramoyas. Why does he make a Mokum Hefsid Meruba? Tov. One moment. Next. Chaf Beis. Hu Nechem es Machas Mocho. This is written on the Mechaber. En Nechas Machas Mocho. This is not exact. That different meaning have a lishman should have told us better. Even if it wasn't sold at all. Kimun de roseach, since it's high, kidin kol cham the tochsang. Anything hot falls into cold. The boy klipa the tatog over. The maker lead bullet. But tzorch norman yishum the kimun the nechem machas mocha v'lom nechem machal in laklal dinechem. And since a little bit saltier, not so rose, same halacha. Dinechol lehem lo yirad didactic because he wasn't didactic writing it even not salty. And everybody knows the same halacha. Chaf Gimel, Poi Klipa, Kedin Kol Cham L'Toch Tzoni, like anything hot falls into something cold. The boy Klipa that requires Klipa. Vein L'Hakshos, Hech Sagi B'Klipa. This, I once did the Shach with you. How is it enough to have Klipa, the meat sinks, V'Lachol Avrach, the milk is soft, it's liquidy. V'chol zerati shnafal l'tocha, the tzli that falls in, it's like in the spasha b'chasol, like got cooked inside because it falls to the bottom. V'yishlomar, the cave in the nafal l'tocha chav, it fell into the milk. Havel, it's like kacham l'toch son, it's like hot to cold. The afa pisha tzli tzolei l'tocha cholav, even though the tzli sinks in the milk. V'cholav tzaval kli, and then the milk is on top of it. And o kitzanu l'tocham, it's not like hot into cold. V'chol shu b'mkomo, wherever it's in its original place, stationary. Gover wins umikaro tzli shnaval l'tocha is gover on what fell into it. Hilcha b'klik v'sagi, never klip was enough. Ad kan l'shon rashba. Remember I read this with you? Now, ad kan I read with you. Because of Sefer Lechem Chamudos, with Fima the Kaim Alon the Melichalar Minachilik Shmei Ilo the Tatov. According to what the Ramah Paskins, there's no difference up and top and the bottom by. According to the Machaber there, there's no difference by Melicha. No, 1 second. Am I saying it right? It's according to the Ramah there, right? According to the Ramah there, According to the Ramah, there's no difference here between top and bottom. Mikora lav kushihi, there's no question. I'd count the shono. Says the Sha'an he's talking about. V'tema. According to him, the question is even stronger. Adrabah. Kol shken shek kushi b'kom minute. If the issue is salt here, right, so nothing wins and it stays hot. So it certainly should be totally awesome. It's like it got totally cooked. Don't say it's hot into cold. Keep it by salty. How can you say that? If the problem is the saltiness here, the question is certainly been komomei. Elavare the rashba la mikach mulichos. Not yet because of saltiness. Because habidin it's not salted. It's edible with the salt. So it's not halachically salty. Ela mitam tzli rosech. Also he's asking because it's hot. Also Allah. That's why he asked the question. But the verb is a partial. He doesn't know what he's like. Chamudos tries to answer that here. You don't say the meat falls to the bottom, because it's salty. So he says, Adarabba, if the question is it's salty, there's more reason not to say the bottom wins, right? So certainly should answer. So he says, Al Pidin, it's not salty. The question was the heat. Chaf Dalit. Ramah says, Vu Adin Afi Mavusha, Klamet Afi Mavusha, Chashav Ketzli, Lamar Rosech, or Lamar Bitzone. In other words, each one is considered hot. Chaber hot, the Ramah cold. Look at the Pischei Tshuva over here, Yud Aleph. Afi Mavusha. V'ayim b'minchas Yaakov, shekasav deishis tapek, whatever isn't cooked and whatever isn't roasted. In Michvash Abosat, it was pickled or something. It was soaked for 24 hours. Tochamayim eis la'eis, in the water for 24 hours. Do you say here too that it's soft? Is it the kaim la'kovish k'mavusha? Il inyan zeh na medina k'mavusha. For this halacha is also called mavusha. Yud Aleph, Yuchafei. V'yesh omrim, afilu tzonim dina hochi. Some say even though it's ice cold, this is halacha. The Ramah, mishum tekiva den nitzla, only a nefan ispash, his is already cooked. Avabi tzonin, who even though it's cold, rochich, it is sofa boleh and it's boleh. Umashma b'divrei aposkim den chilik bein nimlach ksas shnecho machmas mocho, umal lo nimlach klal. It doesn't matter if it's salted a little bit or not. La'olam b'tzli tzonin na medina hochi. Even if it's not salted at all, it asks k'dei klipa by cold sleep. Period. First he wrote on the Machaber and he writes it on the Ramah. Kosev goes, I don't know, Maimoni or Mordechai. Sean, to become a chalav mutter. Still, the chalav is mutter. V'lo amrin the mafat tzli off or mavushal. You don't say it gives off. It just gets stuck in the meat because it's soft. Reveal b'seveheter sham. Period. V'dinim a chalav maluach. We already discussed this of contest of. Chavav, dafilu heim tzonim. Milashon zeh mashma de bahar moden lemechaber. It's mashma that he greased the mechaber if it's hot. He's just adding on the same halacha as if it's cold. The bahar moden lemechaber. The betzli rosech nam b'yinach. And hot tzli is also the halacha. The eino metubo tavin. If it's not spicy, vein but become there cracks and crevices. Sagi b'klipa, never the klipa. V'chein ikar. Kivan sharabi Rashi Rashba v'ran sovrin kain betzli rosech. Afal P, there is a sheet floating around. Shabagos Maimoni, Visaveter Sham Sovrin, Dibasli Rotzech, Lo Sagib Lakipa. If you hold this talking about cold, so if it's hot, it's by tzli and it's hot, even though the cold meal is on the bottom, it's not over the klipa. We don't pass in that way. That's only if the hot meat fell into the cold milk. Aval Nava Hachalav Oshar Iser Ala Tzli Roseach. Then the bottom is hot, Yisbar Dinav over there. Look at the Pischei Tshuva. So, according to the Shita, he doesn't paskin like, if it's according to the Ramah, that he's machmir by cold, what's it do by hot? There's a Shita that is machmir more than a klipa. What is he machmir? So look in the Pischei Tshuva Yud. In like the fourth line. Where am I? Before I say that, I skip something. Oh, let me do from the beginning of Yud, okay? Ayin shak shevi b'inyan ze gimel shitos. V'ayin shak l'kama sivchan chof. That's the shak we just did. The cost of dagas maimon yisveder sovim tzli rosech lo sagim to keep. Im novel lachalav. How much do you need? The shak didn't say uboyin atil. You have to have it with thumbs width. And then the shak says lo karman hachal. You know we don't pass it. Width of a thumb. That's why he left out the sheet over here. Specifically, he lined up all the sheetos. The Gamba Bicharish Kazaw Shita Zu Shader Machaber doesn't make any sense. Now, important. Va'ayin Shuvas Beis Ephraim. Sherich Litain Tam L'Shita Zu. He explained what is pshat in the shita. The cost of it's not a das yochid. Shekain das tosv v'rosh usma gamkein. Lahatzrich netila, but not in anything cooked. Bitzli and roasted. Af benofel l'toch sonim when it fell into tzonim. Ve'ein zedomer the shurcham the toch sonim. It's not like anything had to falls into something cold. The roseach kli, you roast something on open fire. Mavliya tzvei mi roseach. It gives more taste than stam hot. The basar cham machmas kli rishon. Because it was on the open fire. Okay? L'chein af sheksas poskim bevor b'divreim l'hakel af bitzli kamor b'shar basar roseach a klipas enough. It falls into cold milk. Mikol makam kosher l'hakel neged. A toast b'shar poskim and his karim. You have to take off a kedei natila. Okay. Regarding raw meat that has cracks and crevices, that she was not quoted in the Mechaber Ramah. There's a Chachmas Adam who says he's not sure you should be makel and you should be machmer for yourself. Okay. Now, as far as Mitubal B'Tavlit, the Chavis Das has a suffix. Is it only spices, or this is also a bit salty, has salt, garlic, onions on it? Is that like spices or not? And he's machmer. There's all these things that make a charif. That's one. Now, the Baalei Shulchan quotes the Machlokas Hacharim here in Sifkot and Tzadivo. Mitubal B'Tavlin. How much does that have to be mitubal? Is it so spicy you can't eat it until it's washed off? Or it's enough if it's like just harif over here, it's not like you can't eat it. But a little bit of spices don't mean anything. Now, I don't know if you realize this. In this country, this sif is super halacha l'maisa. Because in this country, they have bags of milk. And bags of milk spill. Okay? So, if you have an open tray of chicken on the bottom and the milk spills, you can find milk in your your tray of chicken, right? That's this shiloh over here. It's cooked already. You have to figure it's spicy, cracks and crevice. Look, think now of, let's say, a bottom dark piece of chicken, right? And it's upside down, and milk spills in there between all the cracks, the bones and everything. You get all over the place. If it gets in the congealed gravy, it's like almost impossible to get out. Somebody once called me up here Erev Shabbos. It happened to him. I don't remember the details, but it was problematic. So I told him to ask Rabbi Rubenstein. Okay, now, next. Sif. Yeah.
Isn't that didn't the Shach say this is all talking about only if the meat fell into the milk, but not if the milk fell on the meat?
What's the difference if it's soft? What's the difference? Everything's ice cold here. It's in the refrigerator. It's happening in the refrigerator. Like the Ramah, we're machmer and cold. Okay. Sif ches here. Ain't basa b'chalav neser ahidei malicha. Basa b'chalav doesn't become also through malicha ahidei coverage being soaked. Ela b'chila, only b'chila, v'lo b'hana. Not b'hana. We learned this in Pei Zayin because it's only basa b'chalav d'Rabbanan. Basa b'chalav d'Rabbanan is not also b'hana. Period. Now, I have to be honest. Every time I teach this here, after we finish Tzadi Aleph, I skip to Tzadi Hey. I do Tzadi Hey, Tzadi Vav, Tzadi Zayin, and then I come back to here. Now, the real reason that all started is because there's one guy who, the first year I did this, organized this whole year, and he was leaving in January. So he asked me, please teach the super halacha and Maaseh things first, okay? So that's why I started. That's what I've always been doing. So unless there's some hit nagdut here, that's what I would do now. We'll do from Tzadi Hey to the end, and then we'll come back here. Now, it's all halacha l'maaseh, but there it's like a continuation of super halacha l'maaseh. So for next time, please do, listen to me, Tzadi Hey, Sif Aleph and Sif Beis, and the Shachs, but do not do Shach Hey, the long one, don't do, because you want to appreciate it until you do Sif Gimel first. So skip Shach Hey, okay? And also do the Taz Beis. Okay? Chaber Ramah, Aleph Beis, the Shachs except for Hey, and the Taz, excuse me, do Aleph Beis also on the Taz, Aleph and Beis. Okay?